Your phone is the most powerful laboratory ever built, and your brain is its experiment. Every time your screen lights up, it's not just showing you information, it's training you. Training your mind to crave, to chase, to seek the next hit of something that feels like reward, but isn't. And the most unsettling part? You didn't agree to this experiment. You just downloaded it. When you wake up and instinctively reach for your phone before your body even takes its first deep breath of the day, that's not a habit. That's conditioning. Your nervous system has learned that a glowing screen equals stimulation, equals reward. A like, a view, a notification, these are the modern-day breadcrumbs of dopamine, the brain chemical that whispers, just one more scroll, you might find something good. Dopamine isn't pleasure itself, it's anticipation. It's the chemical that pushes you to seek, to explore, to pursue the next thing that might make you feel alive. It's how our ancestors hunted, innovated, survived. But in today's world, that same survival mechanism is being hijacked, not by predators or hunger, but by algorithms designed to keep you scrolling. You don't even notice it happening. You open one app to check a message, and 45 minutes later, you've lost all sense of time. The body is still. The thumb moves. You're trapped in the loop. And yet, it feels safe. That endless scroll becomes a nervous system sedative, a numbing ritual that keeps your body from feeling the deeper truth. That your brain, your energy, your attention are being siphoned away from purpose. You see, dopamine is like a spark. It's meant to ignite your curiosity, not consume it. But when you feed that spark with constant stimulation, the brain never gets a chance to rest, recharge, or complete a reward cycle. It's like pressing the gas pedal on a car that never leaves the driveway. You're burning fuel, but going nowhere. And that's where the trap begins. Your brain starts to mistake stimulation for satisfaction. You feel busy, connected, updated, but inside, there's this quiet emptiness. You can't read a full paragraph without checking your phone. You can't enjoy a moment of stillness without reaching for distraction. You're restless, but not fulfilled. Anxious, but not alive. If you felt that, if your motivation has disappeared and you can't figure out why, you're not broken. You're overstimulated. Your nervous system is stuck in a constant state of micro-survival. Every ping, every vibration tells your body, pay attention, something important might happen, but nothing important ever does. So your body keeps waiting and waiting and waiting. The result? A brain addicted to anticipation and a soul starved of meaning. There's a quote by Neville Goddard that captures this perfectly. Your attention is the richest gift you possess. What you give it to grows. If you constantly give your attention to the digital noise, that's what grows, noise. If you give your attention to comparison, to outrage, to distraction, your inner world fills with it. But if you redirect that same sacred energy inward, to imagination, to stillness, to creation, you awaken the part of the brain that doesn't chase dopamine. It creates purpose. Neuroscientists call this the default mode network, the system that lights up when you're not focused on external stimuli. It's the part of you that dreams, that connects ideas, that finds meaning. But here's the catch, it only activates in stillness. That means every second you fill with scrolling is a second stolen from your imagination. And Neville said it best, be still and know that you are. When you are still, your nervous system finally exhales. The noise fades. Your brain returns to its natural rhythm. Anticipation dissolves into awareness. And that's when the real magic begins. Let's zoom in for a moment. Every time you get a notification, your brain releases a small pulse of dopamine, just enough to make you curious. You check your phone. Half a second later, you either get the reward, a message, a like, comment, or you don't. Either way, your brain remembers the pattern. Anticipation, relief, repeat. It's the same pattern used in casinos. Slot machines operate on what's called a variable reward schedule. You never know when the next win is coming, so your brain keeps playing, just in case. Social media is the slot machine in your pocket. Except the currency isn't money, it's your attention. And just like any addiction, the dose has to increase over time. More scrolling, more noise, less joy, until silence feels unbearable. But here's the truth the algorithm doesn't want you to know. You can rewire this. You can reclaim your brain's natural rhythm. You can trade the dopamine rush for the compulse of purpose. It starts with awareness. The moment you notice the impulse to check your phone, don't judge it. Pause for a second. Feel where that craving lives in your body. Is it in your chest, your throat, your fingertips? That's your nervous system asking for stimulation because it's forgotten how to rest. Breathe into that space instead. This is how you begin to recondition your inner reward system, one breath at a time. Neville Goddard taught that imagination is the foundation of reality. He said, "Change your conception of yourself, and you will automatically change the world in which you live." When you constantly consume, your imagination becomes passive, reacting instead of creating. But when you withdraw attention from the noise and direct it toward a chosen vision, your brain begins producing dopamine from progress, not distraction. From creation, not consumption. That's how purpose feels, not as a burst, but as a steady flame. It doesn't demand your attention. It rewards your alignment. Let's make this real. Here are 3 steps to reclaim your brain from the dopamine loop and anchor it back into purpose. 1. Schedule your stillness. Give your brain a break from novelty. Even 5 minutes of doing nothing, no scrolling, no music, no multitasking, allows dopamine levels to reset. At first, it'll feel uncomfortable. That's normal. That discomfort is your nervous system remembering what silence feels like. Stay there long enough, and your creativity will start whispering again. 2. Turn attention into intention. Before you open any app, ask yourself, what am I looking for? Connection? Inspiration? Validation? When you know your attention follows. You stop being pulled by the algorithm and start guiding your own energy. Neville said, "Discipline yourself to imagine what you wish to experience, for imagination creates reality." So each time you reach for your phone, reach inward first. Imagine the feeling you're truly chasing, peace, joy, belonging, and anchor that before you seek it externally. 3. Build purposeful rewards. Your brain loves goals, it's wired for progress. So instead of trying to remove dopamine, redirect it. Right? Move, create, build. Give your brain a target worth firing for. Each time you take aligned action, you produce dopamine the way nature intended, as a reward for purpose, not as bait for distraction. When you do this consistently, something beautiful happens. Your focus sharpens. Your anxiety fades. You begin to feel alive again, not because you're chasing stimulation, but because you're channeling it. Your nervous system stops bracing for the next hit and begins expanding into safety. The silence that once felt unbearable becomes sacred, and in that silence, ideas begin to bloom. You start to realize that every like, every view, every post was never the real reward. The real reward was your awareness, your ability to direct consciousness deliberately. That's where healing lives. That's where freedom begins. Because when you reclaim your attention, you reclaim your power to create. The world doesn't change by deleting apps. It changes when you remember you are the one imagining it. Neville said, "The world is yourself pushed out." So what would your world look like if your attention was no longer scattered but sacred? If your energy was no longer hijacked but intentional? You'd wake up and feel calm, not rushed. Present, not pressured. You'd stop needing the world to respond to you because you'd already chosen who you are. Your dopamine would no longer dance for the algorithm. It would move in rhythm with your soul. That's the shift from dopamine to purpose. From reaction to creation. From being programmed to becoming conscious. So today, withdraw your attention from what drains you. Look inward and imagine the life you want to experience. Feel it real, as Neville said, because that feeling is the prayer. Your nervous system doesn't heal by deleting distractions. It heals when you give it something deeper to live for. And when you do, the algorithm loses, but your soul, your purpose, finally wins.